California, as most of you, if not all of you know, used to be in the top 20% nationally of states on every measurement of education. We are now in the bottom 20%. And so that is an issue of education justice for all of California's public school children. But there's another aspect of justice that is also something that we all know about, and that is the discrepancy between different groups within California. And so, for example, 25% of California ninth graders fail to graduate from high school 4 years later. That is an average. When we talk about African Americans, that number is 40%. When we talk about Latinos, it's 30%. And when we look at whites, it's 15%, and Asians, it's 10%. That discrepancy between 10 and 40% is another focus of justice work in terms of education. So Prepare the Future California is really working on both of those fronts. We know a lot about what works in education, and what we need is the political will to build that and to pull that off. And so what would that look like if we were actually to do that? If that 40 or 30 or 25% figure dropped to 10, 5, nothing, and that we really had all students graduating from high school after they'd started in ninth grade, prepared to go through college, prepared to have satisfying work. Those are the pictures that we want to see. We want to see students graduate from high school able to have meaningful lives, able to have satisfying careers, and able to contribute to the public good by being involved themselves in civic affairs. And so that part of education is going to prepare that. And so the future that we're preparing and that we're seeing is a future in which future Californians really will be running a state and living in a state where people have equal access to educational success and education justice, and where they can have employment that matches what they have prepared for.
It sounds like an exciting project that Prepare the Future can be the catalyst for change, that can bring people to a better understanding of what their skills are and their abilities are. Young people especially, they're very frightened of what can happen. I know even in my own life, children I know are afraid to take the SATs, and when they've been nurtured and cared for properly, all of a sudden out of nowhere they're 1790, 1800, 1850, and that's really exciting.
And for me, I think justice is such a core piece of the gospel that it is so central to me and to my understanding of the gospel that for a church, for a congregation, for a person of faith, to be exercising his or her faith is to be doing justice and doing mercy and walking humbly with our God. And so this is education justice. And this is an aspect of justice that is very timely, very impactful.